welcome to Delivery of Things World 2016. I'm here with Steve Williams from TicketMaster.
Hey.
Hi Steve, and thank you for being here right after your presentation.
No worries, thank you.
So could you tell us a little bit more about how the implementation of DevOps has impacted TicketMaster?
Yeah, it's it's impacted us in many positive ways. We can see in terms of our metrics and what we're collecting. If we just look at critical issues, we've reduced those by 60%. Business disruptions or disrupted time by about 90%. And when you start actually turning that back into business value, we can start to see that we're saving potentially up to about 1 or 2 full-time employees worth of work a year. So that's really positive for us. We can see that what we've been doing is a positive impact. And then from the team perspective, we've got teams now that can deploy multiple times per day, so they've got continuous delivery. We've got other teams that are managing to do green-blue deployments, so zero downtime to customers. And enabling other teams to be able to shrink their release cycle, so going from a 4 or 5 week release cycle down to a 2-week release cycle. And that's really motivational for all the teams on how they're being able to deliver on their applications and projects.
So your presentation was focusing a little bit more on the strategic side of DevOps?
Kind of, yeah. A little bit more strategic, but more kind of vision and how we've gone about trying to relay a vision of what DevOps could be and imparting that back to the teams. So they understand really what it is, the scope and the size of what DevOps might be and what they need to do to try and move forward, but give them the opportunity to be able to pick what makes the most sense to them, where they can create the most value.
What are some of the tools that are needed to implement this, let's say, this vision that you
So
mentioned?
for us, the tools, we got teams together at the beginning to collaborate on what our standardized tool set would be. So we standardize on some open source software such as Git and Jenkins. But there's also some paid for software in there like Chef and Splunk. Other things that we're doing is Rundeck for operational orchestration. In terms of deployment, we've got some teams actually building their own tooling. We haven't found a great tool out there that we want to use separate. And one of the teams has already built something, so we start to extend that and start to reuse that across other teams. That works for the open source software, but for our Windows-based software, rather than starting from scratch, we're using things like Octopus Deploy. So there's a myriad of tools out there. We're just picking the tools at whatever opportunity, what's being reused already within the business. Our US counterparts were a little bit further ahead, so we've used some of their tooling, and we'll continue to look at our tooling going forward. And
so, implementing DevOps, what are some of the lessons learned?
Yeah, so it started off when I started looking at what DevOps might be as more around the tooling aspect, as well as bringing teams together and collaborating. But the more I've learned about DevOps, it's less about the technology and the tools. It's more about the culture, the environment, that trust relationship that you're building between teams, how they're working and collaborating together, systems thinking about the sustainability and the longevity of systems, and the accountability, the ownership of your system. So reducing their friction, allowing them, giving them the tools to self-service and be able to take pride in their tools and be responsible for them.
So going back a little bit to the events, what do you think of the event so far?
The event has been great. It's really great talks from a lot of good people. It's great to understand everybody's different problems, business context, sharing their lessons learnt, and just having those conversations with people, just trying to learn what they've done, what's been successful, and seeing what we can bring back to my organisation, and also be able to share what we've done with other people as well. So I think it's a great opportunity to be at an event like this and chat with lots of great people within this, within the DevOps sphere.
Well, thank you very much, Steve, and enjoy tomorrow then.
Thank you very much. Cheers.